How do, or guten Tag for this occasion. This is my, this came with it, by the way. I have 4 of them to go through. You recognise that? That Tusking. My Deutsch or German or whatever anthology collection. I have 4. There's obviously more out there, but I don't know if I'll ever expand it, but let's just get on with it. Right, I'm quite pleased I've got this one, special European edition, Der Tusking, by Georg Butgaret, is that how you pronounce his name? You just read that there, I'll hold it still for a bit. Is it in there? Can you get it? Yeah, I don't have his, the film he directed before that. Well, there's 2 of them actually, Necromantic 1 and 2. Yeah, this came out in 1990. I don't have that one because of the, it's a bit hypocritical really, because I do have a few films, obviously not Cannibal Holocaust. I have my principles. You can see that one up there, Island of Death. You know, scenes of animal cruelty. You know, Necromantic 1 and 2. It's a cat and the seal. The seal's in the second one. Oh, think of the innocent wee animals, eh? Or fat animals. It's, I don't know, it's a bit hypocritical. I do watch, I have, as I say, I've got quite a lot of horror films, and some of them you can't help but, yeah, animals do get hurt in the process. But I don't have Cannibal Holocaust, so that's, but yeah, back to the video, back to what I was talking about. These segments are like on like days of the week, you know, Monday to Sunday. Interesting wraparound story with the decaying corpse. As I said, hold on a minute. Right, you see that. You can look it up online or not. There's a whole manual. The special features are quite interesting as well. Plenty of special features in this special European edition. And yeah, that's how to describe this. It's very stark, dark, very dark and deep, very sort of very kind of like spiritually low moods, like themes, like depression, mental illness, suicide. Obviously the main focus is on suicide. I do want to point out, you know, like Georg pointed out in the commentary, I watched it on commentary once. The last segment, he said that the guy who was in that, you know, he was like in his underpants, headbutting the wall, acting like a nut, like a section nutcase, whatever, having a breakdown. I think that guy was English. He said he was English, so it's just interesting. Yeah, they got an English guy in there acting all mental and unhinged. It's yeah, I found that quite funny. You know, just compare the English to the you know, the continentals. Yeah, I won't go into detail on that. But this is yeah, I'm quite glad I've got this. Another thing he mentioned, Georg Butgaert, he mentioned, you know, he does some of it in Deutsch, some of it in English. He mentioned that it was like yeah, this came out in 1990, before the Iron Curtain fell, you know, the Berlin Wall, communism, all that sort of stuff. So it was a very different time back then, very different political climate. You know, I don't know what the fuck's going on now with all this shit. It gets better and then it gets worse. What else was he? You know, basically, is a kind of a, yeah, he seems like a decent enough guy, you know, to make a film like this. He seems like quite sound, you know, someone to have a beer with, or coffee or a Red Bull, or, you know, he looks like the front man off a scooter. So yeah, if there's anything else I forgot to mention, then I forgot to mention it. Yeah, another thing, the segment where that guy goes into the video store and he gets that controversial. I mean, yeah, he's got a thing for directing. Yeah, he's good at directing castration, and you know what I mean if you've seen the film. And the kind of did the controversial, like with the severed penis. He did that controversial thing on the guy's chest. And yeah, he was in the video store, and there was all those video nasties imported from America, and that's his kind of statement to censorship at the time, because it was heavily banned in Germany, just as it was in, well, the UK and other places. Yeah, and he also directed this one as well. I have to make another video on that. Kind of his approach on serial killer films. Right. And yeah, I don't know how much this cost me originally, but yeah, if I ever bother to wear this. Cheers. German Angst. But get it in this as well. Directed the first segment. The other segment, I've got them here, names. Final Girl, that's but get it, Jogs. Make-A-Wish, Michael Kawakowski. And the last one is how to pronounce this, is Alwaun. It translates from Mandrake Plant. It's by Andreas Marshall, is it? This is a Spanish release. It's got 3 segments. It's quite. The second one, directed. The second one, middle one was, directed by the Polish guy. That was quite hard hitting. That kind of shocked me the most. The last one was a bit weird, as you say. And the one by Butgart, another castration scene. If you know, that was a bit kind of like a sort of dark, dark and deep, and you know what I mean. A bit like that Tuscan. This is a Spanish release. The first part, it's only in Spanish audio, no English subtitles. So I don't know why I bothered. I don't know why I bothered to learn Deutsch, but you have to learn Deutsch to understand it. So I can't Deutsch. I'm probably going to give that to a Goodwill shop. I kept it all for this occasion, didn't I? The other ones, they kind of are in English. Yeah, if I was to ever learn another language besides English, it'd probably be Gaelic. Yeah, I have my reasons to want to learn Gaelic. So, but yeah. The last one's in English, but right, I'm getting off track here. The first one, it's another castration scene. The teenage daughter with the guinea pigs and someone's I don't mean to be a spoilers, but yeah, just read the reviews or watch another video. The second one, I want to get in there. This is quite interesting, kind of like hard-hitting, very brutal. Obviously, it's about the certain sensitive topics here. Some people from a certain Slavic ethnicity, not the other one, kind of have hearing impaired, have disabilities, etc. Hanging around these derelict graffiti ruins, like part of somewhere in the German city, and these 3 like Nazi themed, racist thugs, let's just call them that. And one of them, but there's 4 of them, and one of them isn't German. One of them is it kind of shocked me a bit how he went on about certain things. You have to have watched the film. It kind of caught me off guard. He wasn't German. He was from, the things he said. I don't want to spoil that surprise for you, but it kind of shocked me a bit to find out he was hanging around with these Germans, and he was basically they surrounded this poor couple. They had this amulet, and it goes back into the past, to the WW2 days of brutality, and it just shows a very merciless massacre, war horror, very very brutal scenes, very carnage, towards a certain east of the border demographic. So it's I don't want to go into too much detail on that. German soldiers and civilians. I'll leave it at that. And it's it gets very It's like some very brutal, like viewpoints. Like it's quite uncomfortable. It's hard to describe, but it's quite shocking. It's a bit of a kick in the teeth. It's hard hitting. So, the last one, yeah, Alwave, or let's call it mandrake plant. It's a German word for it. It's a bit, well, there's this older German guy, and it's this bit's in English, segments in English. And yeah, the older German guy, you know, the Uda Kia theme. He kind of hangs around, he gets involved in this like kind of like third eye cult, you know, like kind of very deep, you know, deep interdimensional shit. It's like, how to describe it? It's like Cronenberg meets Lovecraft, like kind of like body horror, like very cerebral scenes in there, like in like sex scenes and like trippy scenes kind of combined. You just have to watch it. Interesting story. I think he's directed that. Was it Tears of Cali? I just did a bit of research into his filmography. Yeah, I can't get Tears of Cali, and yeah, yeah. I think if you want to get that, I don't think they have it in English, do they? But yeah, this is a keeper. It's in Spanish, but yeah, I don't care if I can't understand the first segment, because I'll probably never bother to learn Deutsch. But yeah, this is it's interesting. Like, yeah, it's very can be a tough watch for. I'd say it'd be a bit of a tough watch for some people. It depends on your disposition, but if you like extreme cinema, this is a must-have. With kind of artsy elements. Okay, how to describe this? Elgore's Snuff Tape Anthology. This is yeah, a black lava, a soft black lava. Like, how to describe this? This is certainly an acquired taste. Like, can you just read out there? It's like very messed up. Just yeah. It has got quite a few bad reviews, but you only really watch this when you're in a bit of a like devious mood or angry mood or whatever, and it's yeah, it's certainly not pleasant. It's like very like depraved, disgusting, vile. You know, just there's no dialogue, as it says there. You just watch it. It's just for the gruesome, gory violence. I mean, it's obviously not perfect. Quite cheaply made. It was just like made on a like cheap camcorder or an iPhone or whatever he was using. But I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't have anything I'm keeping. It's a keeper. I mean, I don't have. How would I describe this? It's like, oh yeah, I just want to point out this bit, you know, IMDM review. The only good part of it is when this like girl farts blood out of her ass. That was the only good bit of it. But yeah, it's just yeah, you see that there, you know, like the kind of demonic hazmat suits, you know, the kind of dressed in a hazmat suit, you know, like a PPE suit with a kind of like a skull mask and an Antichrist cross, and it's just deplorable, deranged, you know, gory violence for the sake of it. You know, it's like Grindhouse. Yeah, Grindhouse. Yeah, so Grindhouse violence. It's either hits the spot or it doesn't. But yeah, I haven't really watched this that much. Right, I'm getting to the end of it. Hopefully I haven't rambled too much. Elgore, yeah, another one from Elgore. I didn't realise I had this. Elgore's Tritation of Fear. That's how you pronounce it. Would you go to hell for me? I fear. And Les Brencho di Cloal Gallio del Amiao. Yeah, I can't bloody that. Slipcase. Can you read that there? Yeah, Elgore directed the first, and what's that guy's name? Is it Cedric Andres directed the second? What else is in there? Right. Oh, right. There's about 500 of these. It's like I've got like 300 and this is the 374th one. So another black lava release. As you can see it there. It's got yeah, on the menu, DVD menu. You don't watch them back to back. You just select them one by one. Would you go to hell for me? All right, to describe that. It starts off as like kind of like a gritty crime thriller. It's like this German couple, like just getting high and like screwing over the dealers. You know, there's a lot of like sort of brutal violence. You know, killing the like blunt force trauma, slitting of throats. Just, you know, like a gritty street thriller. That's how it kind of starts off as. And then it yeah, like towards without being yeah, druggies. Without being a spoiler, this guy, well, it looks like he's wearing one of those pup masks. You know, yeah, it's kind of like judge. You know, it kind of descends into some sort of like a supernatural torture fest with those two cuffed up and some sort of like big bruiser bouncer guy in a like puppy latex mask. Yeah, one of those pups. You know, menacing appearance, and it kind of goes on, gets a bit brutal with the gore and whatever. And the second one, I Fear, it's like kind of like a psychological insanity like thriller. That's about 31 minutes. It's quite interesting. It's alright. I didn't think I've only just watched this not long ago. Like it's the second time I've watched it. The first time I watched it, it's just the second time viewing. You kind of appreciate it more. You have to watch it a number of times. And yeah, to finish with, this is like El Gore's, I think, tribute to like the callback to the Italian slasher horrors. Because it's set in Florence, you know, back when, you know, like, what was it, like Lucio Fucci and was it Dario Argentino? Can't pronounce his second name. Dario here. Him who did Suspiria. But Lucio Fucci has got some of it. Right, and that's it. I've kind of, yeah, I like to get ahead of myself, getting my opinions across of what I notice and what I think should be mentioned. But that's yeah, that's my German horror anthologies I've got. So yeah, Zeus.